when you look at the numbers of what Cam has done in the last week, missed 5 days, missed the Wednesday practice, threw 4 passes in 11-on-11 competitive work on Thursday, threw 5 passes on Sunday and took 2 drives. The week before, he threw 9 passes and took 2 drives against the Eagles. Meanwhile, Mac Jones is taking all the reps against the ones on Wednesday. He's taking all the drives last night, ends up throwing the ball, I think, 22 times. This is the preparation of a starter, not the preparation of a backup. So regardless of when Cam is getting rolled out there at the beginning of drills or at the beginning of preseason games, I continue to fall back on it doesn't matter who's out there at the beginning. It matters who's getting the work. And Cam Newton has not gotten the work of a starter.
So what do you think?
I don't think he's starting. I don't think he's going to start. I think he's going to go with Mac Jones.
Ooh.
It's completely, I mean, I went back to 2001. In the 2001 season, Drew Bledsoe's second year under Belichick, Bledsoe played in the 4th preseason game, and he ran 7 drives in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw the ball, I think it was 19 times or something like that. He threw the ball 63 times in that preseason. This is Drew Bledsoe, 9-year veteran who had been in the system, had played under Charlie Weiss, who was now his offensive coordinator again. And he threw the ball 63 times. Cam's thrown the ball 21 times. He hasn't run it yet. I just don't think that any of the indicators are that this is a player who's been prepared by the coaching staff to start games. They just haven't told him yet.
It just makes kind of sense to me that Cam is there if the rookie gets hurt. The season's not over. The season's absolutely significantly there still, right? And is there as an opportunity if necessary. He's tremendous in that opportunity, in that role. He also makes the money for somebody in that role. It fits that if Mac Jones has the concepts down and the run game and the line can protect him, that you might as well just start the whole clock right now. The Dolphins are a very difficult test. It's home. Then you've got the Jets week 2. Might as well get his feet wet right there. That's on the road for the Zach Wilson home opener. And then New England's 3rd game for the Patriots is, I'm trying to look this up right here.
Houston?
It's New Orleans. I mean, that's kind of a tough one at home. And then you get Mac kind of up to speed in time for the whole country tuning in for Brady's return. I mean, I
just don't. What are you afraid? I mean, Bill Belichick has never operated afraid, and I have great respect for the amount of time you spent with him. I can't even imagine how much you must have learned about him during the NFL 100.
It was fascinating, I'll tell you that. I don't profess to know other than just watching him love the game and know it. I mean, like, honestly.
And you start to watch how his mind works.
That's part of the reason what I'm so fascinated, Tom, about what he's leaning on, what he's looking for. He definitely has to know how it's played out in other places when he's either been there for it or has known about it. He's talked so much ball in his life. He must know something that he's looking for or seeing or some gut feeling. I'd love to know the process. The
kid is such an outlier. He's not Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, he's not Jarrett Stidham. I don't think he's even Justin Herbert. I mean, the hiccups that he's had, and he had a delay yesterday, and he mismanaged the end of the half last week. But those are really, hangnails on an otherwise perfect body of work that he's put together. I mean, he's been accurate. You look at all the PFF numbers in terms of interceptable passes and all their more advanced analytic stats. He's not just with the rookies, he's among the NFL leaders in the preseason. And again, it's the preseason. He's going against 2s, but he's running with 2s. And it's the same thing that we're seeing when he goes with the 1s in practice. To go 35 for 40 on a 90-degree day, Rich, last Wednesday in a 2.5-hour practice, when he never came off the field, except for a couple when Hoyer came in, that to me put it to bed. So unless Bill Belichick is suddenly coaching scared, and he's afraid that Mac's going to come undone. And he instead wants to go with a guy who can be a real threat with his legs, but is an absolute dice roll every fifth throw, and doesn't have the same acumen that you're accustomed to at the line of scrimmage. It's improving, and he's improved, Cam has, but it's still not where you want it to be. Why would Bill be so afraid to put a player out there? My guess is Bill is calling a guy like Nick Saban right now. Right, Rich? Is this kid really this good? Is he going to be able to handle it?
I think he's already had that conversation, though, with him. He wouldn't have drafted him if he wasn't already. I'm sure he and Nick have had enough conversations about Mac. Again, I don't know. He's probably just obviously, I'm throwing a dart at a board here because, again, I've covered the guy and talked about him, and then I had that 48-hour, 70-hour exposure to just being around him, the way he talked and the way he was. But it was also a show about history. He knew everything about everything and about everybody, and was able to basically talk about, I told my team about this time in the 1989 NFC Championship game or 90 NFC Championship game, or this is what happened once when I was coaching for Parcells, and that's what happened with Marchibroda. And he's got that whole incredible library of knowledge and history that he downloads to his team, which is why they're also terrifically, prepared and situationally brilliant in a way that other teams aren't. But I don't know what he's looking for. He might just go on his gut and feel, and it might be something that he leans on somebody else. I don't know at all, just for confirming his belief. And also, he also saw what Brady looked like in that training camp that led to Bledsoe getting the start until week 2. And right, the story goes that Brady had the better training camp, and so
he 100% did. I mean, I'm sitting there every day during camp and going, he looks better than the other guy, and that's part of the reason Bledsoe was out there until, as I said, almost halftime of the 4th preseason game. Brady was pummeling him in the competition, but Bledsoe had just signed a 10-year, $103 million contract, 8 months earlier. So we weren't saying he's in trouble. But to me, when we look at the concrete things, the number of reps, the amount of time that he spent on the field, the number of throws he's had, how he's looked, what his teammates are saying about him, it points to him, Mac Jones, starting. When we point to Cam starting, what really recommends him? The fact that he's started 3 preseason games and been out there first and been the first guy in drills, and that Bill said he was the starter, and then he started attaching caveats to it as the time went on. So I'm going to believe what my sniffer's telling me. And if he doesn't start, then this was not a merit-based competition. There was something else that Bill was beholden to, whether it be I'm afraid of Mac getting ruined, or I feel loyalty to Cam.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.